Hello there. This is Carol Cowles. Carol Cowles Tupperware, as I always say. I've even taken to answering the phone. Carol Cowles Tupperware. So people might be getting and thinking I'm a little crazy. But if any of you have seen, I am so amazed by the sourdough that I've been making. And people have asked me lots and lots of questions about it. And I have to say that I am not a professional and I don't know all the answers. But if you check out the King Arthur website, it's King Arthur bread flour, which at the moment is very hard to get. So I'm not the only one who's making bread at the moment. But check out King Arthur's website, and the recipes are on there. I was lucky enough to get some starter from Thomas, my friend. And what you do is you get given this starter, and I think I'm at a stage that if somebody wanted some starter, I could give them some. So do drop me a line, ask me, give me a call, put something in Messenger. I will do that. It's pretty cool. You get this starter, and I don't know if you can see, I don't want to tip. There, that's better. You can see all the bubbles. It's active all of the time. Smells delicious. It smells a little bit like making homemade beer. But then if you think about it, it's got to be smelling like that to prove and to make your bread. When Thomas gave it to me, he gave it to me with a sheet of instructions here, which was good. And it says, this starter was cultured in Ischia, Italy, and I probably did not pronounce that properly, and is said to be over 1,000 years old. And I was reading a really good book about when Alaska was developed and people went there, and they were paid to actually go out and live in these awful muddy fields and tents. But what they did was they were given the sourdough and friendship mixes and the bread that is activated like this. And that was the way they actually survived and ate, which I thought was pretty interesting. And if new settlers come along who may be on the journey, they had lost their starter and things like that, the other families would give them starters, and it was a way to eat and to share and show kindness, which I thought was pretty cool. This starter is 50 grams in weight and very hungry. When I got it, it was just like a small amount down here. And then you feed it, and you feed it and feed it each day with 50 grams of flour and 50 grams of water. Now, I know I'm a gram girl, and it's all-purpose flour is okay, but bread flour is better. And then when you've done that 3 to 4 days in a row, you can then move on to your recipes. And with the recipes, Thomas gave me the no-knead sourdough bread. Well, it's no knead, but you do have to knead it a little because you've got to fold the dough. And for the first mix, I always give it 2 or 3 minutes in my KitchenAid with the dough hook, because that keeps it nice and smooth. But basically what you do is you take 1 cup, or this has been worked out for me, 227 grams of ripe sourdough, and that's this that's still alive, because I'm guessing, and from what I've seen, if it's not alive, it's not going to have bubbles in it, so you don't want to use that because it's not going to rise. So you use this, and this is kept in the refrigerator. And then you want 1.5 cups of lukewarm water and 5 cups of King Arthur unbleached bread flour, and a tablespoon of salt. Now, I haven't been using the salt. I suffer from high blood pressure, and so I don't use a lot of salt in my food. But you can. I put bread and butter. I put butter on it and strawberry jam. Hey, what about the salt? But you get my drift. And there is another ingredient that I have never heard of, and it is called diastatic malt powder. And this is optional, which, thank you, Thomas. I'm glad it's optional because I've never heard of it, wouldn't know where to look for it. And apparently it will give it a more golden colour and a stronger rise. So maybe it's something I will look for when we can go out and about in the shops and everything. So that's the ingredients. And I put my flour, I weigh the 600 grams of flour, and then I put in the lukewarm water, and then I put in the cup of sour starter. And as I say, I mix it with my spoon or spatula, and I pop it in my mixer and do it for a while on the dough hook, because I think that like helps and smooths out the dough. So, but anyone that is interested in some starter, talk to me, and if I can't help, I'll talk to Thomas, because he's way more the professional than me, but I'm loving enjoying it. Well, I've made another lot, and I've left it in the refrigerator for 48 hours, doing nothing to it. I mixed it up, folded it 3 times, because you take the dough out, fold it in half, and fold it again, and fold. And I just want to show you what I have this morning. Look at all this wonderful dough. And I am going to take this out. I'm not going to take it out right now in front of you, because you need, but I just want to show you how you pull it away from the bowl like this. I will go on camera when I need it and do another video, but this is how it comes away. And then you'll just gently fold that and shape it how you want to cook it. And now my loaves, I've been cooking in the Tupperware Dutch oven, which is like a saucepan that goes on top of the stove or in the oven with a stainless steel lid. And I have used a pizza stone in the bottom. And what I do is I make a strap of tin foil so that I can fit that pizza stone in, pop my bread in, flour the bottom. I'm going to actually put a little bit of butter on the bottom today. The last couple of times it's kind of stuck a bit on the pizza stone. So I am going to put a little bit of butter on the pizza stone, I think, just to try and stop that happening. Or maybe a circle of tin foil or wax paper. A circle of wax paper may do it. Yep, I'm going to use a circle of wax paper and put that on. And then put the dough in. The dough takes quite a few hours to rise, so I'm going to be putting that together in a short while. But anyone that saw the video of my amazement of when I cooked a piece of sourdough in the wonderful, it's upside down, the wonderful Tupperware MicroPro grill. This piece of kit is my favourite piece of Tupperware. I never would have thought it. I'm a cook on the stove, old-fashioned sort of girl cook, but this has revolutionised so much that I cook. So much so that we have 2 on the go all the time. My husband's working from home, and he's been up a while ago, and already he's done 2 burgers in here, in the other one actually, in here, made himself 2 burgers, and he's away. And just a little while back, we got the opportunity to earn the silicone ring, and this fits, it's pretty, this fits perfectly in the MicroPro grill. Now, it doesn't have to go in the MicroPro grill. You can earn one of these at the moment by having, this is available in a Tupperware party at the moment, but you don't have to have the grill to use it. You can use this on a baking sheet. You can use it on a silicone sheet. You can use it to make extra large cookies, but in the normal oven they're going to take a little while to cook, as with my sourdough loaf that I'm going to be making this afternoon with most of that dough. That will take nearly an hour to cook. Now, I made, after that had proven, I was making baps in here in 6 minutes. And so this afternoon, when this is all proven up, I'm going to do 6 rounds, small rounds, just like I did before with the one, and I'm going to prove them on a dusted sheet, and I'm going to put them in here, and I'm going to see how they cook repeatedly. So if you put one in, leave it, do it 6 minutes, and then the grill will then start to heat up, because there are receptors in the bottom and receptors in the lid. So it keeps, so none of the microwaves actually heat the food, because it all hits the metal. And because of the lovely little kinky legs here, we have lovely little feet on here, it doesn't spark in your microwave either. and the lid just sits on there, and most of the time it doesn't get too hot to handle because it has a nice large flap on the lid, and it has lovely lugs on either side, so you can pick those up. But I just wanted to pop and talk about this because it is so good, and I can't say that I've used any other bread flour yet, although yesterday I had to buy Biro bread flour, which looks good. So that's what I'll be dusting and finishing with today. If anyone happens to see this who works at King Arthur bread flour, tell them to restock Kroger in Springfield, Ohio, because I'm in need of bread flour. But I'm going to make this. It's a little bit time consuming as you do it and shape it and form it, but the results are awesome. And you may have seen my other videos with that on. But anyway, I am going to leave now and shape this bread up and form my 6 rolls ready for the baps. And I will do another video just a bit later and let you know how they all come out. So take care, have a blessed day, and I will speak to you all soon.